We've laid the groundwork by understanding the conversational pitfalls of needing to be right, the magnetic power of vulnerability, and the crucial role of your underlying emotional presence. Now, let's delve into more nuanced aspects of communication that can elevate your ability to connect and command attention in truly meaningful ways. These three new rules operate on a deeper level, focusing on the subtle art of engagement and the creation of a truly resonant conversational experience. Rule number one, the art of the unexpected pause, creating space for reflection and anticipation. In the rapid-fire pace of modern communication, the power of silence is often underestimated. We tend to fill every available gap with words, fearing awkwardness or the loss of momentum. However, strategically employed pauses can be a potent tool for capturing attention and deepening engagement. This rule isn't about simply stopping mid-sentence randomly. It's about the deliberate and artful use of silence to create space for reflection, heighten anticipation, and allow your message to truly land. Consider the masterful storyteller who knows exactly when to let a significant statement hang in the air, allowing its weight to sink in, or the captivating speaker who uses a brief pause before revealing a crucial piece of information, drawing the audience in with anticipation. These moments of intentional silence are far from empty. They are pregnant with meaning and potential. Here's how to cultivate the art of the unexpected pause in your conversations. Pause after making a key point. When you've delivered a particularly insightful or impactful statement, resist the urge to immediately fill the space with further explanation. Allow a brief pause for your words to resonate with the listener. This gives them time to process the information, consider its implications, and formulate their own thoughts or reactions. It signals that what you've said is significant and deserves consideration. Pause before introducing a new idea or shift in topic. A well-placed pause can act as a mental gear shift, signaling to the listener that you are about to introduce something new or move in a different direction. This gives them a moment to mentally prepare and refocus their attention. It prevents the conversation from feeling like a disjointed stream of consciousness and creates a sense of deliberate flow. Use pauses to emphasize emotion or vulnerability. Just as a dramatic pause can heighten suspense in storytelling, it can also amplify the emotional impact of your personal sharing. When you're expressing a vulnerable feeling or recounting a significant emotional experience, a brief pause can underscore the weight of your words and allow the listener to connect with your emotion on a deeper level. It conveys authenticity and allows for a shared moment of human connection. Pause to invite the other person to speak. Instead of dominating the conversation, use pauses as an explicit invitation for the other person to contribute. After asking a question or sharing a thought, allow ample silence for them to formulate their response. Avoid the tendency to jump in and fill the silence yourself, as this can make the other person feel rushed or unheard. The pause signals that you genuinely value their input and are creating space for their voice. Embrace the power of the thinking pause. Sometimes a pause isn't about dramatic effect. It's about demonstrating thoughtful consideration. If you're asked a complex question, don't feel the need to respond immediately. A brief pause to gather your thoughts can convey intelligence and sincerity, showing the other person that you are giving their question due consideration. The art of the unexpected pause is about more than just the absence of sound. It's about the strategic use of silence to enhance meaning, build anticipation, and create a more dynamic and engaging conversational experience. It demonstrates confidence, thoughtfulness, and a genuine respect for the listener's processing time and perspective. By mastering this subtle art, you can transform your conversations from a monologue into a truly resonant dialogue. Rule number two, the Symphony of Sensory Details. Painting vivid pictures with your words. While vulnerability connects on an emotional level and a genuine vibe creates a sense of safety, engaging the senses through your language can transport your listener into your experience, making your stories and ideas far more vivid and memorable. This rule focuses on the power of incorporating sensory details, sights, sounds, smells, tastes, and textures into your communication to create a richer and more immersive experience for the person you're speaking with. Think about the difference between saying, "It was a nice day," and describing the warm sun on my skin, the gentle breeze rustling the leaves, the sweet scent of blooming jasmine in the air, and the distant sound of children laughing in the park. The latter paints a vivid picture that allows the listener to almost feel present in that moment. Here's how to weave a symphony of sensory details into your conversations. Engage visual imagery. Describe what you saw with specific and evocative language. Instead of saying the room was crowded, try the room pulsed with a sea of faces, each illuminated by the warm glow of the chandeliers, creating a kaleidoscope of expressions. Incorporate auditory details. Bring sounds to life in your descriptions. Instead of there was music playing, try a soulful melody drifted from the speakers, the low hum of the bass vibrating through the floor, and the clear notes notes of the saxophone weaving through the air. Evoke the sense of smell. Our sense of smell is powerfully linked to memory and emotion. Describe aromas to add depth to your narratives. Instead of "the food smelled good," try "the air was thick with the tantalizing aroma of roasting garlic and herbs, a savory invitation that made my stomach rumble." Describe textures and tactile sensations. Help your listener feel what you felt. Instead of "the fabric was soft," try "the velvet was plush against my fingertips, a luxurious and comforting sensation." Mention tastes when relevant. If your conversation involves food or drink, don't just say it tasted good or bad. Use descriptive language to convey the specific flavors. Instead of "the coffee was strong," try "the first sip of coffee was a jolt of rich bitterness, followed by a subtle hint of dark chocolate that warmed me from the inside out." The key to effectively using sensory details is to be specific and selective. You don't need to describe every single sensory input, but rather choose the details that are most evocative and relevant to your story or idea. By engaging multiple senses, you create a more immersive and memorable experience for your listener, drawing them deeper into your world and making your communication far more impactful. It transforms your words from abstract concepts into tangible experiences. Rule number 3, the reciprocal rhythm. Fostering a dynamic and engaging exchange conversation is not a performance. It's a dynamic exchange, a give and take between two or more individuals. This rule emphasizes the importance of fostering a reciprocal rhythm in your conversations, ensuring that it feels like a collaborative dance rather than a one-person show. When you actively create space for the other person to contribute and genuinely engage with their input, you cultivate a more dynamic and engaging interaction that naturally holds their attention. Think about conversations that truly flow effortlessly. They often have a natural rhythm, with each person contributing and responding in a way that builds upon what has been said. This sense of reciprocity makes the interaction feel balanced, engaging, and mutually rewarding. Here's how to foster a reciprocal rhythm in your conversations. Ask open-ended questions that encourage detailed responses. Move beyond questions that can be answered with a simple yes or no. Instead, pose questions that invite the other person to share their thoughts, feelings, and experiences in detail. Questions like, "What are your thoughts on that?" Logically, "How did you experience that?" Component placement, or "Tell me more about," signal your genuine interest in their perspective and encourage them to actively participate. Actively listen and build upon their contributions. When the other person shares, truly listen not just to the words but also to the underlying meaning and emotion. Then respond in a way that acknowledges their input and builds upon it, rather than simply shifting back to your own agenda. Phrases like, "That's a fascinating point. It connects with something I was thinking about earlier," or "I understand what you're saying, and it makes me wonder about," demonstrate that you are actively engaged and valuing their contribution. Share your own thoughts and experiences in response to their input. Reciprocity isn't just about asking questions. It's also about sharing yourself in response to what the other person has offered. When they share something personal, consider offering a relevant anecdote or perspective from your own experience. This creates a sense of mutual sharing and strengthens the connection. Pay attention to nonverbal cues and adjust your approach. Be mindful of the other person's body language and energy levels. If they seem hesitant or disengaged, adjust your approach to be more inviting or to shift the topic. If they are enthusiastic and engaged, match their energy and delve deeper into the current discussion. This attentiveness to nonverbal cues demonstrates that you are attuned to their needs and are actively participating in the dynamic of the conversation. Create space for silence and reflection. Just as you can use pauses strategically in your own speaking, also be comfortable with allowing moments of silence for the other person to reflect or formulate their thoughts. Avoid the urge to fill every gap and allow the conversation to breathe naturally. By consciously fostering a reciprocal rhythm, you transform the conversation from a potential monologue into a dynamic and engaging dialogue. It signals that you value the other person's participation, creating a sense of shared ownership of the interaction and naturally drawing them in to a more meaningful and sustained engagement. To further explore the intricacies of effective communication and the art of building rapport, I highly recommend Never Split the Difference Negotiating, As If Your Life Depended on It by Chris Voss. While framed within the context of high-stakes negotiations, this book offers invaluable insights into active listening, empathy, and the power of understanding the other person's perspective, all crucial elements in fostering engaging and meaningful conversations in any context. Voss's practical techniques for mirroring, labeling emotions, and creating a sense of understanding can significantly enhance your ability to connect with others and command their attention in a positive and impactful way. You can find it in the description right below this video. Building upon the foundational principles of mindful communication, these 3 new rules, the art of the unexpected pause, pause, the Symphony of Sensory Details and the Reciprocal Rhythm of Exchange offer deeper pathways to capturing and sustaining attention. They move beyond simply avoiding conversational pitfalls and delve into the subtle artistry of creating a truly engaging and resonant experience for your listener. By consciously cultivating these skills, you move beyond simply being heard to being truly listened to, fostering deeper connections and more meaningful exchanges. The journey to becoming a truly captivating conversationalist is a continuous process of self-awareness and refinement. By consciously incorporating these deeper principles into your interactions, you move beyond the superficial and cultivate a presence that naturally draws others in. It's about creating a space where genuine connection flourishes, where your words resonate not just in the moment, but long after the conversation has ended. Embrace the power of silence, paint vivid pictures with your language, and engage in the reciprocal dance of dialogue, and you will find that true attention is not demanded, but rather organically given.